This Islamic Civilization Center is one of the most remarkable things I've seen anywhere in the world.
In a single year, the Centre of Islamic Civilization in Uzbekistan has been visited by presidents, the Director General of UNESCO, special envoys and former prime ministers, and on a busy day, over 5,000 members of the public. It's become one of the busiest diplomatic addresses in Central Asia. At a time of growing division, the Centre aims to use history as a bridge between cultures, promoting peace, tolerance, and greater understanding of the ideas and traditions that connect Uzbekistan, Europe, and the wider world. It's a project on an extraordinary scale, and to those who study Islamic heritage for a living, an extraordinary idea.
We are talking about a grant project, very unique one, that brings together all these threads of the Islamic civilization throughout the ages. So yes, it's a grant project, it's a unique one, it's a very important one. It carries within itself many aspects, starting from beauty, construction, message, ideas, and therefore it is such an important project. I would call it probably one of those capital, investments and projects for the whole Uzbekistan.
It is not just the building. Buildings in some ways are easier to construct. It is the idea behind the building, which I think is most astonishing and very, very important. A great contribution to this country, to the region, and indeed to world civilization.
The idea took shape in 2017 when Uzbekistan's president stood at the United Nations and argued that the answer to ignorance and Islamophobia was not slogans, but enlightenment. 9 years on, the doors are open, and within months, the recognition followed. Named among the world's most beautiful museums by the Prix Versailles, among the most anticipated by the Smithsonian, and by Guinness World Records, the largest museum of Islamic civilization on Earth. The head of the Islamic world's leading cultural body came to see it for himself.
What I saw is beyond the imagination, beyond what I thought the center will be. This center came as an idea by His Excellency President Shaukat Mirziyoyev. It was one of his dreams. And I think when a dream becomes real, that is something that you should be proud of.
At its heart, a 7th century Quran on deerskin, but never only a museum. Inside are offices for a range of academic institutions, including UNESCO and the University of Oxford. But why here? Because this land sat at the crossroads of the old world. The collections here show how Uzbekistan's position at the crossroads between East and West helped ideas, scholarship, and scientific knowledge travel across the world. By bringing this heritage together, the centre highlights Uzbekistan's contribution to medicine, mathematics, and astronomy, and the influence that knowledge had across the Islamic world and Europe. Europe learnt its medicine from a physician born in Bukhara. The word algorithm is a European mispronunciation of a mathematician's name. Ibn Sina, in Europe, they gave him another name.
When you are talking of Avicenna, the contribution or the impact in the West, in Europe, is far greater than people might realize over here. Over there, people would know the great contribution of Avicenna, but not everybody would know where he came from, or what his interests were, or where they were taught.
And that, say those who came here, is the real purpose of the place, not to display a glorious past, but to let people find themselves in it.
What the museum or the center is trying to bring is not only for someone who visits this place to be excited and to be proud about their past, but rather to find themselves in that place.
The centre has made itself a meeting point. This year it held the first international forum, drawing more than 400 scholars and religious leaders from over 50 countries under a single theme: the path to peace, tolerance and enlightenment. There is also quieter diplomacy at work. This year, 900 artefacts looted from the ancient Termes, sculpted heads from the Christian era, and fragments of a wall painting, some more than 1,500 years old, were recovered in London and brought home. They were handed over at a ceremony marking 690 years since the birth of Emir Temur.
The message is a lot to do with the historical memory and might serve as a message for more and more such artifacts to head back to their home country.
I love the fact that the centres work with Oxford and Cambridge and the close connection that the UK has, because some of the artefacts that are here were in the UK and are now where they should be, which is here. And I hope that's a sign not of the past, but of the future between our two countries.
So what is it for? 60% of Uzbekistan is under 35. They are who the argument is aimed at.
It is so important, particularly in the world today, where there is a tendency to deny the past. In some quarters, in other parts of the world, where people think as if, everything was contributed only by themselves, not by others. To be reminded that, human civilization is something to which all people have contributed and to which all people can make a contribution in the future.
None of it happens quickly, and Professor Nizami is the first to say so.
But I think it is also very important to remember that these are processes. You should not push the pace of things. What has not happened for centuries cannot happen within a year or within 2 years. But unless you start it, it will never happen.
Forget where you came from, he says, and you lose more than a history.
Just as you can have orphans, civilizations can also be orphans if they forget who their parents were.
This place remembers. The scholars are arriving, the delegations are coming, the doors are open. In a world that has forgotten how to talk to itself, Uzbekistan has built somewhere to start.